This song is called Nottingham Fair Town. No, town. It's Nottiman Town. Fair Nottiman. Nottiman Fair.
I think you called it Fair Nottiman Town.
That's it. It's a Fair Nottiman Town.
Right.
As I went down to Nottingham Fair, I rode a horse they called the Grey Mare. She had a white mane, she had a grey tail that went down her back. Not a hair, but was black. Oh, she stood still, didn't move. She threw me in the mud. She tore my hide. She bruised my skin, my shirt. She stood still, didn't bruise my shirt. From saddle to stirrup, I mounted again, and on my 10 toes I rode. She stood still and rode over the plain. I met a king and a queen and a company more, a hiding behind and a walking before, and a drummerless drummer boy beating a drum with his heels in his pockets or marching along. I asked them the way to Fair Nottingham Fair. They weren't so mad that they didn't look down. They were so mad not a soul looked around to tell me the way to Fair Nottingham Town. Fair Town. Fair. We had these fairs, these big country fairs. Sometimes you bring your syrup, your best jugs of syrup out to the fairgrounds for exhibition. Everybody pick out the best jug, the prettiest color, the prettiest pattern, best stitches, and you take it to the fair and try to win the prize. Now, it didn't make any difference if your jug had been quilted by 3 or 4 other people. You see, you already had your pattern, right? And you already put the pieces together, so that much was your own idea. Well, that counted more than the help you got and the results you got. When you're quilting all the syrup in the jug. Well, so I won first prize for my own jug. That one I stitched all by myself. First prize was most often $5. Sometimes it was $10. One year they couldn't get the money together. And they gave the winner some jar of pickles or something else that had won first prize in other contests instead of the money. Of course, you'd rather have money than the pickles, because who needs pickles when you got your quilt of syrup? But you couldn't act nasty about it. No, it didn't happen but once. So anyway, that gives you some idea about what the fair in this song is about. Where was I? I asked them the way to Fair Nottingham Fair. They weren't so mad that they didn't look down. They were so mad not a soul looked around to tell me the way to Fair Nottingham Fair. When I got there, no one I could see. They all stood a-looking at me. I called for a quart to drive gladness away, to stifle the dust, for it rained all day. Oh, I sat down on a cold frozen stove. 10,000 stood behind me, stood around me, yet I were alone. 10,000 got drowned before they were born. I took my head in my hand to keep my head, to keep my head. And on my 10 toes I rode. She stood still and rode the plains round and round, and that's how you get to Nottingham Town.